Hey guys, Ricardo here, and welcome to another blog tech tips. Here, guys, I have the S26 Ultra, and also I have a flash drive, and I'm going to show you how to connect and access your flash drive on your Samsung device. All right. So first of all, typical flash drives looks like this with the typical USB. However, if you can get a flash drive that is a USB Type C, it should in most cases work with your sorry about that. Should work with your Samsung. All right. Now, in order to connect this up, there are other options as well. So if you have a standard USB and you have one of these little dongles, they once were included with Samsung devices, or you can buy them online. They're very cheap. This one is Samsung branded, doesn't really matter the branding. And you can simply place it over the standard USB and it will convert it to a USB Type C. All right, so there are several options. So in this case, what I'm going to do here, guys, is go ahead. Once you have converted it, or of course you have the USB Type C port, you're going to find your C port right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the flash drive, make sure it's all the way in. If it doesn't go all the way in, what's going to happen is that it's going to not be registered. So next. All right, guys. Also, in terms of the S26, and it's the same on the newer devices, swipe down from the upper left, and you're going to see your USB settings as seen here. As you can see here, guys, it says USB storage added, and of course, it says charging connected device. You can actually see the information here. It says tap for other USB options, and it says USB storage. Here, and you can see until you expand, you will not see the options. All right. So it's now in charging mode, depending on what you want to do. So in this case, what I want to do is I'm going to expand tap for options. And there you go. So I can set it to USB tethering mode. All right. So it says USB controlled by connected device or this device. So I'm going to say this device and I'm going to verify. All right, guys. So made a mistake on that. So you don't need to do anything here. So don't change the options. So there's no need to change any of these options. And as you can see here, where was I? In terms of the USB option, so don't need to restart. Even if you selected option, it's still okay. So keep it at the default. Let me show you those defaults. So it's connected device. You don't need to trouble that. And even if it's charging, you do not need to trouble that as well. But just in case you need to modify the settings, especially on a laptop, these settings would be more related. So as is, leave it. All right. So what you want to go here is you're going to go to your Samsung folder. You're going to go to My Files. And if you're not at the main folder, go ahead and head back until you're at this main folder here. So this is your main folder. If you scroll down, you're going to see the option right there. Right, and the option shows you clearly. It shows USB storage. It tells me it's 32 gigs. And if I click on it, it will show me everything that's on the drive. I can now copy and paste. Then all I gotta do is find a space and then use the context menu. And then I can paste. You can find your trash there. You can format. You can also unmount. All right, so the options are all there. All right. So let's use an active example. So open a gallery, open a photo, click, copy to clipboard. Now, once you do that, what's going to happen? You can go back to your file system here and have a bunch of stuff around. So I'm going to find a album. Let's say go to pictures. So let's say I go to pictures. It doesn't really matter the name of the folder. Here I have a bunch of photos. If I tap here, you'll find the main options. However, to paste, all I gotta do is find a blank space. Give me a second. So all you gotta do is find a blank space. If not, tap again, you should see paste from clipboard. All right, it will make space. So once I hit paste from clipboard, it now added the photo. Here's the photo right here. All right, let's view. There you go. All right, so it's easy. And to unmount, go back here, tap to expand, hit unmount, and there you go. It says USB storage unmounted. And then you can simply remove it. All right, so that's how to use a USB flash drive on the S26 or other similar Samsung device. Hope this was useful. See you in the next one, guys. Bye.